It's nice to receive an award for once that's not based on covering death and destruction. So, this idea of inspiration. Inspiration to me is about also inhaling. It's the breath, very much the breath. And when we breathe, we can break the mind with the breath. And that's a lot of what I talk about, because if we can break the mind with the breath, then we can kind of get to the core value of who we are and thrive a lot better. We have to kind of take a look at the best way to navigate the storm. So navigating all of that information overload. The second is, how do we cultivate resilience? And then finally, how do we come to a place within ourselves and take all of our experiences in our 24/7 world and operate not from what everybody else thinks, but from our own core values? Because in a competitive marketplace, there's this notion that in order to succeed, we have to work 24/7. And I would argue instead that the best way to be competitive is really to come from a place of who you are at the deepest self, because that's what will differentiate yourself from everyone else. If you're taking in tons of information, every which way, eventually your attention is diluted. Your focus is diluted. It's a vicious cycle. It's something that I call UPED, U-P-E-D. The U stands for unlimited incoming, right? Unlimited incoming information. You've got the cell phones, the TVs, the Blackberries, the iPhones, on and on. And what happens is, as a result of that unlimited incoming, there is this perceived availability, right? If you answer an email immediately, there is this perceived availability. You will get back to that person right away. If you get back to that person right away, there's an expectation of instant gratification. So, unlimited incoming, perceived availability, and then unlimited expectation of that instant gratification. Your boss sends you an email. He knows you're going to get back to him right away. And what that leads to is a ball of chaos back in yourself. Because then there is this incredible desire to exceed and excel. During 9/11, I was a reporter for the Marketplace Morning Report, and I lost my cameraman, Glenn Pettit. He was also a police officer. He died in terror too. So being a reporter and also working at News 12 was this incredible journey of grief, of desperation, of excitement, of exhilaration, of despair. And I wasn't really sure how to get past that chaos and that pain. And I was offered an opportunity, a girlfriend of mine who works for the United Nations, and she said, look, you need to get out of this. I mean, I know you have to be a news reporter and do your job, but I have an opportunity for you and I really need your help. They had started something called the Kids Corner down at Pier 94. And this is where the children and the victims would meet. They'd go every single day, fill out paperwork, give DNA evidence, things of that nature. And they needed people to work with the kids while their parents were waiting on all these lines. That, to me, saved my life during this period of time, because it allowed me to get out of myself, get out of my own pain, and go to a place of service. So I consumed the chaos of 9/11 in this place by serving. And that experience not only helped me consume what was going on at the time, but it also created a new vocation. I discovered how deeply I was interested in improving the human experience at work and in business. Serenity. This idea of cultivating some kind of peace and stillness within so that we can call upon it in a moment of chaos. And there's a favorite story that I think about a lot and I talk about a lot. If you can imagine the lioness out in the desert in South Africa, under this tree. And she's sitting there, and she'll sit there for hours because she's recharging her batteries. A little rabbit might run by, another small animal. But she's going to wait there for the kill. She's going to wait for the greatest opportunity. She's not going to expend any energy that she doesn't need to. because she's cultivating her serenity. It's kind of an odd way to look at it, but it's true. She has the patience and resilience and quietude to sit and wait for the right moment. She's in meditation, if you will. Many of us are in transition in this 24/7 world. Once again, how do we navigate the storms? How do we cultivate resilience? And then finally, how do we come from a place of who we are and our own authentic self?